All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Marcus here, and today we are ready to start the show. Hopefully, we can get everything working with the new studio and the new setup and everything like that. Today, what we are going to do is we are going to talk about my crazy $78,000 a year guaranteed way to make money online. Now, I got to tell you at the get-go, obviously, results are not typical, implied, or guaranteed. We have no idea what you're going to make, but this is something that I've used over many years that works like crazy. And if you can understand exactly how this works, I think you're going to have a really good shot at making things happen online and making some money. So if you're excited about this, let me know by typing excited. And we're working on the audio stuff. We're working on everything we got going on. All kinds of stuff for you guys. So today, let's go ahead and dive into what we have going on here with the $78,000 a year guaranteed side hustle. Now, this is something that works with any niche. And I can prove it. So we're going to talk about lots of niches today. We're going to talk about all the different things people are doing to make money online, and we're going to talk about all this stuff. So we got this here. This can work in any niche, from weight loss to motivation to law of attraction to making money online, business stuff, tech stuff, and more. So we got to iron this out because a lot of people trying to make money online don't understand exactly what's going on. And today, we are going to solve that for you. How's our audio quality? Is it working okay? I think we're working okay. Is there like a delayed echo or just a regular echo? Hopefully it's working. We're trying to work out all the kinks here. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how this works in a real world way. So when we're looking at these niches, we got to understand what's going on, because if you were to go out there and use a tool like Ahrefs or something like that and look up something like maybe mortgages or refinance, let's say we go over to the keyword explorer like this and we type something in like mortgage, right, like this, what you're going to notice is that the competition's ridiculous. You see here, it's super hard. It's crazy. So we have to understand exactly how this is working, what's going on, and how to make it work. So when we look at something like this and we're saying, hey, how are we going to get into a market like this? What are we going to do, right? What we have to do is we have to understand the plan. Now, this plan is something that I've been using for many years. It's something that I used years ago when I was out there. And there's a book I had here. This is the book I got back in the year 2000 or 1999, I think it was. And I was going out there and I was looking at everything and I was like, okay, check this out. This is a book, and this was a guy named Michael Campbell, no relation, just happens to have the same last name as me. And he went out there and he started a site in the niche of cell phones. And what he noticed is that instead of going for something like cell phones or something like that, what he did is he went for all the different types of cell phones. And so we started to understand, hey, this is how this is working. This makes sense, right? And instead of going for the big keyword, the big kahuna, difficult to rank for, difficult to get traffic for type stuff, what he was doing was going out there and focusing on something like Nokia 5100 or Nokia 5284 or Ericsson, I think was the big cell phone company back then. And he would go out there and he would make different pieces of content on that stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to understand this, because no matter who you are, no matter what you've been trying to do, if you haven't been getting traction, whether you're trying to be an influencer, whether you're trying to be in a certain market, what we need to understand is how this works. Because let's take a look at this market. This is the stock market. Now, I'm going to tell you, in these markets here that we're going to bring up here in just a second. Let's see, where do we go? There we go. In these markets here that we're going to bring up in just a second, we can see stock market is a very, very competitive term. So wouldn't it behoove you to know that if you were able to get traffic for the word stock market, you'd make money, right? If that's something that you understand, type the word stock in the box, because we want to understand, like, hey, wait a minute, this is difficult. However, there's lots of advertisers marketing for it, so there's lots of money. How many of you guys would like to know a secret backdoor method where basically anyone and everyone can get lots of traffic for this word, and it's literally guaranteed. It's like money's right there, right? And once we understand this, this is where everything starts to change. Now, this is someone in this exact same market that's going out there. They have 50,000 different keywords for the stock market niche. And we're going to show you some of these in just a minute. And when you start to understand this, it's going to blow your mind, because a lot of people out there, they're trying to make content. They're trying to create something of value, but they don't know what to do. They get stuck in something very, very narrow. Okay, very, very simple. Now, Swizzy says this is called niching down. It's a little bit different than niching down. What we're doing is we're looking at something in a different way. Niching down would be something like, let's see if we could go over here and use this here. I tried to get the fancy pants audio to work, but we just failed at it. But what we'll do is we'll try to go over here and show you how this stuff works, all right? So niching down would be the idea of taking a niche like stock market, okay, and saying, okay, what other keywords are there related to stock market? And you'd say, oh, well, there's like pips, and there's Forex, there's crypto, and all different stuff like this, right? And what we're doing is we're looking at that, and we're like, okay, that does work, but the problem is that those are going to be competitive too, right? And we start to understand, wait a minute, we need to find a better way to make this work. And that is what today's talk is about, okay? This is going to be very important, because how many of you guys, if you knew what 50,000 keywords this guy's ranking for with 105,000 visitors a month in the stock market niche, and guess what? He's not a big site. It's actually not big at all. And we start to understand this is like having your own sports almanac from the old Back to the Future movie, right? You can like see inside this stuff and understand what's going on. Now, let's take a look at another one here, because we have quite a few. This is the weight loss market. All right, there's some weird terms. You'd be like, okay, yeah, I see some weird terms on there that, okay, I could get traffic, but what am I going to do with it? And that's also competitive. Very, very, very important, okay? So we're going to take a look at this, and we're like, okay, here's someone in the weight loss market getting 17,000 keywords, 11,000 visitors a month for a traffic value of $7,300 a month. So when we look at this and we're like, okay, what is this side hustle? What is this business that's going to make us $68,000, $78,000, $100,000 a year? Disclaimer, results not typical, implied, or guaranteed. The average person makes nothing. But what is this? How are we going to use this in a real world way? Here's another one. This one is in the web hosting market. Now, we all know that web hosting is competitive. It's 100% competitive, meaning it's very difficult. You're not going to get traffic. So what we're going to do is we're going to refine, and we're going to talk about how this works. And we're going to show you guys a real world way that people are going out there and getting traffic. All right, so let's go over here and let's talk about this here. Wait a minute, where'd our other screen go? There we go. We will try to get used to the new thing. If you guys are digging the new setup, type new setup in the box. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a snippet from the playbook from this book that I got years ago. And this is one that I remember was a $99 book or $97 back then. And, I was a little apprehensive about getting it, but it really taught me a lot of stuff about SEO, about linking, about keyword research, and different things like that. And I was able to look at what's going on. Okay, so we're going to go through and we're going to take a look at this and be like, okay, how do we do this? Because if we can go out there and we could say to ourselves, and yes, we are working on getting a wireless mic. The one that I had did not work with the new setup. But if we can go out there and work on this, let's say we are going to go out there and we are either going to outsource or create content around something specific. Let's say we're going to do that for stock market. Okay, if we can do that and understand, hey, wait a minute, now I can go for all these different branches, because here's the deal. There's lots of people online that are searching for things and they don't know what it is they actually want. Really interesting, right? Like someone out there might be searching for a Forex term like Forex pips or whatever it is, and they might not know exactly what it is they want. So when we go over here and we take a look at this, we're going to see how this works in a real world way. Now, step number one, okay, I'm going to get the steps here. If you guys are taking notes, write these down. Smash that like button if you're digging it. I had no idea this live stream was going to be so difficult to do with all the stuff. If you guys could see what it looks like back here, it's pretty crazy. I don't know if we could take a camera and do that. I don't think I have my wireless camera set up, but there's a lot of stuff going on. All right, so we're going to refine this. We're going to go through, smash the like button if you appreciate this information, and let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so first of all, this is how it works. This is important, and we need to understand that where the money is going to come in is in the value of the market, right? So we look at this and we're like, why is this worth $7,300 a month? Because of the value of the market is weight loss. Now, in my opinion, I think it's probably worth closer to probably $15,000 a month because the weight loss traffic is worth more. Now, for this one here, it says $38,000. However, stock market keywords, come on now. I ought to be able to get $1 a click. That's probably worth $100,000 a month. Or this other one down here, this one here, where we have web hosting. Okay, we need to understand that this is where it ties to. So first and foremost, what we're going to do is we are going to define our market. Okay, what is the market that we are going for? We need to understand exactly what that market is so that we could go out there and make it work. Okay, so we're going to refine it and we're going to say, what is this going to do for us? We have stock market, okay? We have weight loss. We have web hosting. We have whatever it is, okay? So we're going to take a look and we're going to start to understand exactly how this works. All right? Now, once we have that in mind, we need to understand the rest of the equation. So first of all, we're going to define our market. Okay, we're going to define our market and we're going to say, what is it we're trying to do? Okay, like the finance man. All right, he's a finance man. We know his market, but what type of finance? What type of finance is he in? Is he mortgage? Is he refinance? What is he? And for someone like finance man, this is going to be a game changer. All right, this is something, it's virtually guaranteed to work. If you do it, and you're not terrible at creating content or outsourcing, you will get results. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Now, it might take some time, right? A lot of people want to walk in and be like, I want my $78,000 a year today. And I'm like, well, what are you going to do? Well, nothing. I just saw a video and don't I just get it? You know, where is it? Marcus has money everywhere. We gotta have it. All right. This takes work. But if you follow the plan, you watch your results, and you learn and grow from what you do, this is where it happens. Now, first we're going to define our market. Finance guy, define your market. What is it? Refi, crypto, credit, what's your deal? Okay? Second, number two, what we are going to do is we are going to find the money. Okay, this is the second thing you need to do. First, define our market. Second, find the money. What are we going to do? We're going to go over to like Offer Vault or whatever it is. And let me see if I can do this on another screen here. We'll go over here. I just want to make sure that the results are in fact clean. Vault. Let's see. So we'll do, let's say we're going to do credit. Credit. Okay. So in credit, what we do is we go to like Offer Vault and we'd be like, yes, there's lots of money in the credit market. You can also do mortgage, refinance, whatever it is. Now, what's very important is that you want a market that's broad. Okay, we want to have lots of keywords, very important. Then what we're going to do, we need to make sure that we do in fact have money, and we want to make sure that we do in fact have a market. Okay, so this is super important. We're like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We need to have our market, and we need to understand how we're going to make money. Now, the way that we understand how we're going to make money is going to affect the way that we make content. Very important, because if I'm like, okay, I make money with this credit thing, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be like, hey, you know what? I wrote a free credit guide over at my website. Go download the credit guide and boom, there you go. All right, so we're going to start to understand, hey, that's how this works. We can now promote this stuff. We know what we're going to get paid. We know how we're going to spin the content. You guys with me? Smash the like button if you are with me. All right, so now we define our market. We find the money. Then number 3, we're going to look at our main keywords. We're going to go out there. We're going to type something in like mortgage calculator. We can utilize Ahrefs. We could utilize SEMrush. We could utilize, if you guys are on a budget or you want a free one, we could do the Hoth keyword tool. All right, so we could use the Hoth keyword tool. Let's see if my old eyes could see on the little screen. All right. And we could go through and we could use the Hoth and say, refinance. Nope, not that. Let's go over here. Refinance. Okay. And we can see what kind of keywords are out there and we can see what's going on. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look in a snippet of what's going on. Okay. So we're like refinance. It looks like all the different things you can refinance. Okay. Now, looking at this, same kind of deal. We could see all the different keywords. We could see all the different keywords. We could see what's going on. Now, at first glance, with the exception of trademark terms, you're going to find that, again, it's too competitive. So most people would get in this market and they'd be like, Marcus, creating content in this market is silly. It's not going to work. Even if I outsource it, it doesn't matter what I do. It looks pretty competitive. How many of you guys are like competitive? That is the problem. I can't do this, Marcus. It's way too competitive. What is it I'm going to do? Right? And this is where most people struggle and they say, I don't know how to do this. And they go out there and they say, well, I can't do this because the comp is too high. Right? It's like that guy. How many of you guys remember that dude, the politician with the gloves? And he's like, the rent is too high. And, he was always complaining the rent's high. And, maybe you're an SEO guy and you're like, well, the competition is too high, right? Type it in the box if you guys are like, yeah, this is a problem that I have. The competition is too high. I make a YouTube video. It doesn't get any traction. I make content. It doesn't rank in the search engines. I try to get a following on Instagram and nothing is working. I'm struggling. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to stop struggling. And this is step number 4. In step number 4, we are going to go through and we're going to talk about how this works. Now, you need to pay close attention because a lot of people are going to look at this and they're going to say, you know what? This is way too easy. It's way too easy, Marcus. It just seems way too easy. And you know what? You're probably right. Your old buddy Marcus is a pretty simple guy, and I like simplicity. And this is something that will change and revolutionize the way that you do business online. And when you're looking at it and you're saying, well, Marcus, you know what? You got this video and you said I was going to get some kind of $87,000 a year plan. Okay? How am I going to get $87,000 a year if the keywords are too competitive? How am I going to do this? How is this even going to work? It doesn't make sense. You got money, and a lot of people say, Marcus, you got fake money. I think those are fake. They are fake. It would be very silly to have hundreds of thousands of dollars laying around in an office. That wouldn't make any sense. But at any rate, we're going to take a look at this and we're going to understand what is going to happen because $87,000 a year is roughly, I think it's about $7,000 a month. Okay? Now, this plan I'm about to give you, whether you're using it as a side hustle, whatever you're doing, this will work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at this and we're going to say, okay, let's look at our main keywords. Then we're going to go for number 4. Number 4 is type your niche and the word glossary. Okay, type your niche and the word glossary. So what we're going to do, watch this. This is going to game change. It's going to game change everything. So we're going to go over, and I'll do this on another screen here real quick. Refinance glossary. Okay? And we're just going to search Google for something like refinance glossary. Okay, what you're going to find is that there is gold in them thar hills. All right, this is like a version of, it's a version of going through and using my trigger word method. Okay, very, very important. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we are going to look at these niches here. Okay, so we're going to look at these niches and we're going to be like, okay, what do we do with this glossary? Okay, we're going to go through and we're going to look at like Bank of America glossary. Okay, and we'll go to Bank of America glossary and we could see that there's all kinds of glossary terms for mortgages. Okay, now we're going to take a look and we're going to find stuff that fits what's going on. Okay, so we could do like additional payment. All right, cool. So here, this has to do with mortgages. Now here, we got super competitive. Super, super, super competitive. All right, so we're going to go through and we're going to type in additional principal payment. And we see here, we have less competition. Let's also try additional payment. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're like, okay, hey, check this out. There's lots and lots of competition, or lots and lots of traffic. Competition's not too bad. All right, it's down by half already. And just wait, it's going to get even better than that. If you're excited about it, smash that like button. So we got this here. Let's try another one. We got adjustable rate, affordability, annual adjustment, APR, application fees. So we could do like application fees. And we could see here what's going on. And we could use, if you want to use the Hoth keyword tool, same kind of thing, right? You're going to go here, application fees, free tool here that you could use. And we could find the stuff that has to do with mortgages. Or you could even just do mortgage. Okay? How many of you guys are digging this so far? You're like, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm starting to see it. Mortgage application fee, mortgage application fee. So now our competition goes down drastically. And these are people in the process of getting mortgage. Now, do you remember in the beginning how I had mentioned that there's a lot of people searching for things and they don't really know what they want yet? Okay? Very, very, very important. So they don't really know what they're looking for. So we're going to go through and we're going to be like, okay, well, what do these people want? Well, they heard about a mortgage application fee, which means they're in the process of getting a mortgage. All right, and just so you guys know, when I was buying the studio office, they ran my credit, and I got like 200 calls from mortgages, which means these people are making money, which is why they're paying for leads, which is why all this is going on. Now, should you like do a spam call thing like them? Of course not. We're doing attraction marketing. We're attracting people to us and getting them into the things that they automatically want anyway. So now we have this. Now, what's going to happen? And a lot of people struggle with this because they're like, Marcus, I got this going on, but what am I going to make content about? What am I going to do to make content for this? Well, watch this. If we go over here, and I'll do this off screen again, and we do like YouTube or something like that, and we look at this here for mortgage application. Okay, looks like a lot of it's college application. We could probably, okay, rental application, application fee waivers, and we would go through and find the ones that are about mortgage. Now, we're going to get into a tip that's very, very important in just a minute, okay? So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to type our niche and the word glossary. We're going to go through these terms and we're going to just go one by one. Assumable loan, okay? What kind of people would want that? Is that something there's videos on? Is there video traffic for assumable loan? Yes, there is, right? We look at this guy. He's out there. He's talking about it. He's got 19,000 views. Here's another one. And we start to understand, okay, now I see assumable loan now has lots and lots of stuff. Okay, so we're going to start to understand and be like, okay, here's assumable loans. That has to do with lending. Very, very cool. Same thing over here if you were to go for on SEMrush and stuff like that. All right, we could even do this on the Hoth if you want to do that, right? Assumable loan. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start to look at this, and then we are going to snoop. All right? This is one of my favorite things to do, is looking at what other people are doing, because sometimes there are keywords you wouldn't think about. So what we're going to do is we'll just take the site and we will put that over here and we will see what it is they rank for. Now, it's very important that we do the whole thing with the glossary, okay? We don't just want the raw site because that's going to be other stuff. Now, for this one, we can see there are lots and lots of keywords related to glossary. And you can do the same thing with the Hoth, SEMrush, or whatever it is. And the Hoth, I think it's under keyword volume, or no, it's under SEO. All right, come on, SEO, and then it's under rank checker, keyword rankings checker. Here we go. Right, so we'll go like this, put that in there, and it'll show us exactly what's going in. Okay, very, very important. So we're like, okay, now theirs is going to do the raw keyword, so you might actually need something like this, right? You might need, let's do domain overview, and you might actually need to do the actual phrase here. And you can see here, here's the keywords they have for mortgage glossary, mortgage terms, stuff like that. Now, I've also been playing around with other ideas to use this, but you're going to find all kinds of different stuff here. We'll zoom in a little so we can see it. And you'll be able to see all different kinds of stuff, mortgage payment terms, vocab, different stuff like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to utilize this. We're going to utilize the glossary and type them in separately, balloon loan, right? And what you're going to find is there's always good stuff. You will always find good stuff. Let's go to keyword overview here. So we'll do balloon loan, and we'll see that balloon loan actually does have 2,400 searches a month. Balloon loan calculator, loan calculator with balloon payment. So we're starting to understand, okay, this makes sense. Now I can see where the content's at, where people are getting the money. Here's one for balloon payment mortgage, 80,000 views, 25,000. And now we can see that this is going to start to direct the way that we make content. This is going to start to change the way we do stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to define our market, find the money, look at the main keywords. Then we're going to do the glossary method, go for all the keywords that we can find. Now, when we get to the snooping part, this is where it gets super, super interesting and super cool. All right, what we're going to do here is we're going to go through and we are going to strip the keywords out from competitive sites that are ranking for these terms. Now, one of the ones I did was for weight loss. And this is a list of keywords that I found from them. Okay, and Let's Brew says, what's the best way to determine user intent when going through the results? Well, let's do that now. Okay, so we'll do that now and we'll take a look at what's going on. Now, when you download keyword lists like this, what we're going to find is that there's lots of traffic from lots of different things we wouldn't have thought about. Like here's one, best restaurants for people on Weight Watchers. So what is their intent? They want to find places they can eat that aren't going to break the code of the Weight Watchers. We also have low calorie stuff, meal planning, weight loss tracker, printable weight loss tracker. This kind of stuff I love because now watch what happens. Now it gets my mind thinking in a different way. Now instead of thinking, well, you know, weight loss, lose weight, how many calories to lose weight, best weight loss programs, weight loss program reviews. This is all the stuff that everyone else is doing. So what we are going to do is we're going to look at this in a different way, and I'll let you in on a little secret. You guys want a secret? Smash that like button if you want a secret. What I do is I just allow the search engines and the data to direct where I think. Right here, here's the problem. The problem is that everyone out there trying to make this stuff work is out there and they are fighting the system. They are trying to create something based on what they learned and force it to work. I don't do that. I haven't done that for any of the time that I have been an online marketer. And what we have to do is we have to let the market dictate where we're going to go, because now I'm in a completely different space. Now I'm going through, and I think, let's see if I can share the screen here. I don't know if I can share the screen. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let's see. So many different things to work with here. Window capture. I think I can. Okay, so what we're doing here, let's see if I can do this. Let's see. Excel. Okay, so weight loss terms here. I think this will show up. So weight loss terms here. Okay, what we're looking at is, bring these up, a whole list of weight loss terms like this, okay? And we're starting to see, okay, I get it. This is making sense. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to change our mindset from these weight loss terms that we thought we wanted to a bunch of stuff that now we know we can get. All right, so let's go back to Chrome, and I'll show you guys how this works. I think this is the one. Yes. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do here, move this over, is we're going to take a look at this in a different way, okay? Now that I know I have stuff like printable weight loss, now I could go through and I can copy that and I could go keywords, printable weight loss. Boom. Now I can make all kinds of content about printable weight loss. You see how the competition just drastically dropped? How many of you guys are getting it? Smash the like button, type aha in the box if you're getting it and you're like, oh, wait a minute, Marcus, now I get it. Because these people looking for a weight loss tracker are, in fact, looking to lose weight. And once we understand this, we could be like, okay, let's see what they're doing. Weight loss tracker printable. All right, you got 13,000 views, 25,000, and a lot of people talking about journals and different stuff like that. So now we're like, okay, this is looking pretty cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to strip all those words out. So we'll go to the Excel, and I'll show you what these other ones look like as well. Let's see here, window capture. And we'll go to the other one. I have a couple of these here for you. So here's one I did for hosting terms. Okay, and we can see here the hosting terms. It's pretty crazy. All right, we'll go through these. We'll look at these. Right, like this. Okay, and now this is interesting. Right, so I started out, and I'm like, I wanna make money with hosting. How am I going to do that? All right, well, I could go for hosting. Like, that's super competitive. It's a pain in the neck. Or what if instead I went for like tattoo website design? Does a guy who wants to make a tattoo website, like, doesn't he need hosting too? What about general contractors or GoFundMe or roofing or whatever it is? And now we're starting to understand, wait a minute, now I got all kinds of different stuff. Best time to post on TikTok. Okay, well, you should probably get hosting too, right? And we're starting to understand that, wait a minute, now we're in a completely different mindset. And that's what we want. We want a different mindset to start to understand exactly what's going on. Here's one I did for, let's see, stock terms. Did we do the stock ones? Not yet. Okay, so the stock ones, where'd we go? Did we have the stock ones up? Type stock ones if we got the stock ones up. I could see guys here. Right, so the stock ones, we could see all kinds of stuff, right? Equity holder, whatever this is, trade volume, different names, right? All kinds of different stuff related to stocks. Now, the cool thing about this is there's going to be lots and lots of traffic for these things. Okay, so we're going to go through, and we're going to go like this. And we're going to do, let's see, right over here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go through, and we're going to start to look at these in a real world way. So now I have, and I'll read some of these off because the screen sharing is a little bit different on this one. but we'll try to get this going. So what we have here is all kinds of stuff. We got this word here for hawkish, right? And we could see all kinds of different things that these people are looking for, okay? And we can Google them, figure out what they're doing there. And once we go through these and we start to understand, hey, wait a minute, now all I got to do is start to create content on that, right? And we start to understand, okay, now I get where this is going, right? Now I can take those keywords, get the content out. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what works for that word. So if I'm going to go out there, and again, I'm going to let the market dictate what I do. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to say, all right, Google, well, what is it that you think is relevant? Investopedia, Lending Tree, Bankrate, different websites. So a website would be good. I could do paid ads. There's not a whole lot there. All right, now we have images. That's interesting that images would show up under balloon loan. Interesting. So I could make images now that I know, okay, now I know this. We can also take a look at some other keywords. Let's say we're going to go for the stock market stuff. Okay, we got the word efficient portfolio. Okay, so efficient portfolio, interesting. All right, we got 500, yeah, quite a bit of searches a month, about 2,500 a month. In the stock market niche, 2,500 is a lot. So we'll go through and we'll be like, okay, well, what does Google think is relevant for this? Well, we have a news site down here. These don't look like super big sites. I think this is something we can probably do. Here's efficientportfolios.com. More images. Okay, pretty cool. We can even go through and do something like a specific stock. So let's say we wanted to go through and we're like, okay, I want to do, what is it? Tesla stock. Okay, so if we do Tesla stock, all right, we could see that not only is it dropping, I think, let's see, yeah, it's dropping pretty good, but take a look here. What's down here? Down here, we have news. Okay, so what that means is that these people tackled this using news. Now, when you go about this, what we want to do is start to understand this in a different way. Okay, we're going to start to understand this in a way that makes sense. Let me get over to the whiteboard for a second. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be like, okay, we want to break this up. We want to break it up in a very simple way. Hold on one second. Got to have my handy dandy eraser here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start to understand what's going on. Okay, so we are going to take our keywords, right like this, and we're going to make a list and stack these things on top of each other. Okay, so when we stack these things on top of each other, we're going to be like, okay, I can do SEO. Good. A lot of these words might be a little too hefty for SEO, so maybe I'll supplement that with a press release, or maybe I'll supplement that with a YouTube video, or maybe I'll go out there and do Instagram, right? What if you went out there and you were like, okay, I'm going to go on Instagram, and what do I want? I want to build a following on Instagram that is all about stock market stuff. Okay, you want to do that? Fine. What you're going to do is you're going to go down the list of the keywords and you're going to post every day about a new stock market term. If you do that long enough, you will get traction. You will. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Now, is it going to be overnight guaranteed you're going to make money tomorrow? Of course not. It's going to take some time. But if you do it right and you watch what people respond to, it's going to work very, very specifically. Now, what we're also going to do is see what works for that word. Now, if I want Tesla stock as my keyword, I'm not going to rank in Google. I'm not going to outrank Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, Google. I'm not going to outrank these people. But could I do a story? Yeah, I could. And I will get traffic if I do it right. Now, again, that's a pretty competitive example. What if instead we did a press release about the top 100 keywords or top 100 terms related to stocks? new stock website comes out defining these top keywords or whatever it is, right? And it's very simple. And once you understand how this works, then you just go number 8 and create good content. I'm going to go down the list. Here it is. You say, Marcus, I don't know what to create content on. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to get your keyword list and you're going to go down the list. And I'm going to say, what can I do with this? Now, I was testing this out just for fun with ChatGPT. And let's see if we could get in here and I'll show you what it looks like. And other AI programs to kind of see, okay, could we use AI to assist us? And the answer was yes. I actually went through, I think, yeah, it's loading the old chats. But what I did is I said, come up with 50 glossary terms for whatever niche. So I could come up with 50 glossary terms for, let's say, the stock, or for stock market investing. Okay, now watch this. This is crazy cool. What it's going to do is it's not only going to give me them, but it's also going to give me the content. So like when you look at this, you're like, okay, now what do I make a video on? I can make a video on the bear market. Boom. Look at this. Tons and tons of results here. We can go through and say, okay, well, what's the bear market look like here? Boom. Watch this. This is insane. When you look at it, it's like, there it is. There's our plan right in front of us. And we start to look at this and we're like, okay, now I got all these others. And AI will just go out there and it'll do this stuff all day. And I'm going to show you a little trick. If you guys want a trick, smash the like button and I'll show you that. And this trick is actually really, really cool. So we'll get to that in just a second. Let's see. Okay, so once it's done, did I ask it for 25 or 50? I think I did 20. Hopefully I didn't do 50. It might take all day. I did 50, so it's going to take a while. Even the AI does struggle sometimes. But what I'm getting here is a list of 50 things that I can create content about. And the content's not difficult to make because all we're doing is answering the question and giving them something else on top of it. And I'm going to show you a little tip when this is done. So I need to see you guys smashing the like button if you want to see that tip. It's a way to use this in a really, really, really solid way. Okay, so here we have this. I think, did it stop at 37? Now I could do, now please. I like to say please, right? Even though it's a computer. We don't want to make the computers mad. We definitely don't want to do that. Be nice to the computer, right? So we're going to go through and we'll do now please remove the numbers and definitions from the list. Now, if you ask it ahead of time, if you're like, just give me the list, it's not going to do it right. So we're going to do it like this, and we'll go like this. Now, we're going to go like this, and ChatGPT and AI is going to do the work for us, right? So now I can take this list. I got the definitions. I save it. Cool. I can start making videos, right? Now I can take this whole list, go to my favorite keyword tool, and I can do Keyword Explorer. Boom. Done and done. Now I got myself a big old list of terms that are all about the stock market. And again, remember, it's not about just SEO. It's not about just this or just that. It's about something specific and letting the market tell you what type of content. Tesla stock, I'm going to make content that is going to be for news stuff. Why? Because that's what's on the front. Short selling stock. Okay, this is probably, I could do some video, some news here, and then I can also do videos because that's what's showing up, right? And we start to understand, wait a minute, I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to understand exactly how it's going. And if we look at TD Ameritrade here, okay, we could see here, if we go to their channel, this is basically what they're doing, right? How to buy the dip, investing in commodities, treasury, that's what they're doing. And now they have 400,000 subs all about stocks. Do you not think that that's not worth money? right? And when you start to understand that the money is in the refined audience, if you can build a refined audience, whether it's on your blog, whether it's on your website, whether it's on your YouTube, your TikTok, whatever it is, then you could do it. There is a gal who is literally doing this method with Excel spreadsheets. She teaches people how to do Excel spreadsheet stuff, and bada bing, bada boom, that's how it's working, right? She's just like, oh, here's how to make an Excel calculator. Here's how to make an Excel this. She's making insane amounts of money. And when you start to understand, oh, I get it. This is how it works, okay? Very important. Crypto says, but you don't do it, you do video on YouTube. You could do a video on YouTube, like that's where you would put the video. Yeah, so if you're doing TD Ameritrade, that's what you would do. The same thing I did with my sobriety channel. A lot of you guys know that I'm in recovery. I think I'm coming up on 9 years sober now. So here we have the Talk Sober channel. The same thing we did, right? What we're doing is we're going down the line of all these different keywords that are about recovery, right? Very simple. So we start to understand and be like, okay, this is pretty cool. This is very, very cool. Now, Norman says Google treats AI content as spam. Exactly. That's why we're not using it. What we're doing is we're using AI to do the work for us, right? I think there's the sobriety channel there. And you can see all the different kinds of keywords. One of the keywords that I found, because if I was doing like stop drinking, okay, that's going to be pretty competitive, right? 49, pretty competitive. However, what I did is I went through and I said, well, what about Jellinek? I think that's how you spell it, curve. Okay, Jellinek curve is something we learned in rehab. I think I spelled it wrong. Let's see here. Jellinek curve. There we go. Okay, so Jellinek. Search it. I think, okay, it's two L's. But you can see here, not only do 20 people a month spell it wrong, but we also have 1,200 people a month. Now, who is going to look up a Jellinek curve? Someone who's addicted to alcohol. And when you start to understand, wait a minute, are you telling me that there's other terms that I haven't thought about that lead people into the same market? Guys, this thing's paying $13 a click. Is it really that? Probably not. But is that market pinging that much money? Yes, it is. Big time. Right? Same kind of thing. Like if you're in the crypto market and you're like, dude, I want to get traffic in the crypto market, do the same thing. Look up all the different crypto coins, put them on a site, get traffic. It's not that hard. Then what you're going to want to do is syndicate your traffic. You're going to want to go out there and say, I'm not just going to do SEO. I'm going to do SEO on YouTube. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. And we're going to make it work in a very simple way. Now, I'm going to give you guys some bonus strategies, but you got to smash the like button if you want to make that work. Ian, congrats on 7 years of sobriety there. I know how difficult that can be. All right, the bonus strategies are this, okay? We want to go through, and Norman says I run AI content through a... Guys, we don't want to use AI to make our content. That's my 2 cents. Don't do it. Everyone's going to do it. It's going to get saturated. What you're going to get is in direct proportion to how you treat your market differently. Plain and simple. The way you treat your market differently is how it's going to work. Now, will it take work? Yeah. On this channel, I want to treat my market differently. I want you guys to only get good stuff that I've personally used, that I've personally made money with. That's my personal guarantee to myself. I'm like, I only want to put good stuff. Okay? Why? Because the other stuff is going to phase out. Eventually, people will find out it doesn't work. It's not going to happen anymore. So what I want to do is do good stuff. And what you bring to the market is going to do far better than AI so far, right? So we'll see how the future pans out. Patrick says, how do you make content? I go through, I do the work. I say, hey, what is the Jellinek curve? How do I learn about it? How do I work it? Very important. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to look at our bonus strategies. One bonus strategy, okay? You want to get popular in any market, right? You want to go out there and say, hey, you know what? I want to be a coach, a consultant, or I want to have info. I want to be the, the authority in my niche. I'll tell you a very simple way to do it. what you're going to do is you're going to find books in your market. Right? Go out there. You're like, what are the top 100 books for sobriety? What are the top 100 books for stock markets? What are the top personal development books? Law of attraction books. This books. You do reviews on the books. Talk about them. Now, of course, watch your trademark stuff. Don't step on any toes. But you could talk about stuff in your market and make it work. And guess what? If you review all the books, those are going to get traffic. This is the strategy that built Amazon. They went for books in different markets. They sold books. Now they sell everything. Right? So we look at that. We're like, oh, wait a minute. This is pretty cool. This makes sense. I'm starting to get how this works. Okay? And we can go out there and say, okay, well, maybe I'm going to do a list of the top books in whatever market. Right? One of the ones we did for the sobriety niche was Body Keeps the Score. And it was a book about how your body stores different stuff. Look at that traffic. 75,000 visitors a month. 75,000 searches a month. And we start to look at this and we're like, wait a minute. There's actually some keywords here that aren't that competitive. Pretty cool. We could utilize that. What's that going to do? That's going to get people that are interested in the topic. Very important. We can also look at products, FAQs, tech stuff, definitions, terms, and more. Very simple. Guys, if you focus on this and you look at everything in a different way, instead of going out there and being like, I just want to make money, look at the strategy of how you're going to do it. Patrick says, can I have AI write books in my market and sell them on Amazon? You could do anything. Is it going to work? I don't know. Like, would I trust a sobriety book written by a computer? Probably not. You know, I don't know. You got to look at that. So is that the best? Again, you have to look at that and you have to say, is that the best use of my time? Okay? Well, what I would do is I'd probably go to Amazon. I'd look up your market. I'd see if it gets traffic in that market. If it doesn't, then what's the point? Right? Because what you're doing is you're like, okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go bring my microphone with me, right? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say, hey, I want all this traffic. So there's this big pool of traffic, 75,000 people a month searching for whatever it is, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to say, well, I'm going to put a book on Amazon. Okay, fine, great, wonderful. You're going to put on a book on Amazon, which means you're not going to get all this traffic. So you're basically like, okay, I'm not going to get all that traffic. I just want a fraction of the traffic Amazon gets. Now, does Amazon make bazillions of dollars? Of course it does. Will this work for everything? No. Are there times this would work? Yes, there are times it would work if Amazon is ranking and already getting the traffic. Can you utilize it, right? So we have to understand and say, hey, that's what we want to do because I want the maximum traffic for my market possible in an ethical, good way. And the way to do it is to follow this strategy. And if you want to learn more about it, I have some videos in the description that you can check out. Really good videos all about this specific stuff. Okay? Lots of good stuff. We go on, we make it work. Life of Richard, why haven't you fixed your studio and the audio echo? We're working on it. This is a free video. We're working on it. I apologize for the audio. Try to look past it because what you just learned can put lots of money in your pocket. Check out the videos in the description. Go to blogprofitnetwork.com if you want to be on a call with me every week. Check out highticketniches.com if you want to work with me. And we will see you in the next training. There's the links there. All right, guys, have a good one. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Smash the like button, and we will make it